I charged a boutique skincare brand $4,500 for a weekend of work that did not involve a single camera lens, lighting rig, or studio rental. While most self-proclaimed AI artists are struggling to make $10 on Fiverr selling generic portraits that look like plastic, there is a massive, underserved gap in the market for high-fidelity AI product photography. Small to medium-sized businesses are currently desperate. They are stuck with boring, white background photos because they cannot afford a $10,000 professional lifestyle shoot involving models, permits, and photographers. You are going to bridge that gap using a specific 3-tool stack and a workflow that preserves the actual product while swapping the entire world around it. This isn't about creating fake images from scratch. It is about taking a raw smartphone photo and turning it into a high-end advertisement that belongs in a magazine. Most people get this entirely wrong because they are lazy. They think they can just upload a photo to a generic AI generator and tell it to put the product on a marble countertop in a sunlit bathroom. What happens? The AI hallucinates. It changes the text on the label. It warps the shape of the bottle. It adds a third handle to a coffee mug. If a client sees their logo distorted by even a single pixel, they aren't paying you, they are blocking you and telling their colleagues that AI is a toy. The second mistake is ignoring physics. If your product is sitting on a digital table but it isn't casting a shadow, or if the light on the bottle is coming from the left while the background light is coming from the right, the human eye flags it as fake instantly. You lose trust, and the brand loses sales. To do this right and actually get paid 4 figures, you need to stop using the all-in-one AI tools that promise magic with one click. They are garbage. Instead, you need a workflow that prioritizes product integrity. It starts with the base capture. I tell my clients to take a photo of their product with their iPhone. The only rule is that the lighting must be neutral and the photo must be sharp. You don't need a professional setup, but you do need a clean shot. Once you have that, the first tool in your stack is a high-end background removal tool. Do not use the basic ones. Use something like Photoroom or Adobe's dedicated removal AI to get a perfectly clean PNG of the product. Now, here is where the money is made. We are not going to generate a background and paste the product on top like a cheap sticker. We are going to use Midjourney or Stable Diffusion with a very specific technique called in-painting or generative fill through a professional interface. My preference for high-ticket work is using a tool called Flare.ai or Adobe Firefly's professional web interface. Why? Because these tools allow you to place the product in a 3D-aware space. You aren't just placing an image, you are placing an object that the AI recognizes as having mass and height. When you set up your scene, you need to describe the environment with clinical precision. If you are working with a luxury watch, you don't just say, luxury background. You describe the dark obsidian surface, moody cinematic lighting from the top down, soft bokeh of a high-end lounge in the background, 40mm lens, f-stop 1.8. You are speaking the language of a photographer, not a prompter. This is why you can charge $4,000 while others charge $20,000. You are providing a creative direction. The secret sauce that separates the amateurs from the pros is the light match phase. Once the AI generates the background around your product, you must use a tool like Magnific AI or Topaz Photo AI for the final pass. This is not just about upscaling the resolution. These tools use a process called creativity sliders to retexture the entire image so that the grain of the product matches the grain of the AI-generated background. It blends the pixels. It makes the light reflections on the glass bottle look like they are actually reacting to the digital sun you just created. This is the difference between a faked photo and a synthesized commercial asset. Let's talk about the actual business model because the tech is only half the battle. You are not selling AI images. If you use the word AI in your initial pitch, you are devaluing your work. You are selling digital lifestyle asset packages. A traditional shoot for 20 products might cost a brand $15,000 once you factor in the location scout, the model fees, and the post-production. You are going to offer them the exact same visual quality for $5,000. You are still saving them $10,000, but your overhead is basically zero besides your $30 a month AI subscriptions. I recently worked with a small coffee brand that had great beans but terrible visuals. They had zero budget for a professional shoot. I took their basic bag shots, placed them in a high-end alpine cabin setting, added steam coming off a nearby mug using a simple generative layer, and delivered 40 assets in 48 hours. I charged them $3,000. It took me 6 hours of actual work. That is an effective hourly rate of $500. That is the power of a specialized AI workflow. If you want to start this today, do not go to Upwork. Upwork is a race to the bottom where you will compete with people offering $5 headshots. Instead, go to Instagram or Shopify and find brands that have between 10,000 and 50,000 followers. These are brands that have some revenue but aren't big enough to have an in-house creative agency. Look at their feed. If their photos are all plain white backgrounds or inconsistent, home-style shots, they are your target. Pick one of their products. Take a screenshot of it. Use the workflow I just described to create one stunning, high-end lifestyle image for them for free. Send it to their marketing director on LinkedIn or via a direct message on Instagram. Tell them, I noticed your current assets are mostly studio shots. I've developed a high-fidelity digital rendering process that can put your products in any environment on Earth without the cost of a physical shoot. I made this sample for you. If you like the style, I can do your entire fall collection by Friday. When you send a finished, high-quality product to a business owner that they didn't have to pay for, you have already won. You have bypassed the trust barrier. They can see the quality. They can see their own logo on a beautiful image. At that point, the conversation isn't about whether they want to hire you, it's about how many images they can afford. Be opinionated about your pricing. Do not charge per hour. Charging per hour is a trap for AI professionals because the AI makes us too fast. If you charge by the hour, you are literally being penalized for being good at your job. Charge per collection. A starter pack of 10 lifestyle images should be at least $1,500. A brand overhaul of 50 images should be $5,000 plus. The market is moving fast. Right now, most brands are still skeptical of AI because they've seen the low-quality junk. In 12 months, every brand will be using this, and the margins will compress. The why now is simple. The tools are finally good enough to fool the human eye, but the general public still thinks it's impossible. You have a window of about 18 months to establish yourself as a premium provider before this becomes a commodity. Stop playing with AI and start using it as a precision instrument. Get off the general-purpose chat tools and start mastering the compositing stack. Use Midjourney for the vision, use Photoshop or Flare for the placement, and use Magnific for the final, photorealistic seal of approval. Build a portfolio of 5 distinct brands: skincare, electronics, beverages, apparel, and home goods. Once you have those 5 examples, you don't need a resume. You have a money printing machine. Go find a brand that looks boring and make them look expensive. Then send them the bill.